School bus driver, there is a difference when you talk to a student or to a parent. There is a difference between what you say and what they hear sometimes. For instance, if you tell a student that he is or she is being stupid, they do not hear that they are being stupid. They hear that you call them stupid. So it's always important to, it's a good idea to avoid that type of vocabulary. It's just not effective. If you're making a point, it's always better to focus on the decision that is made. To suggest better choices, to talk about facts, to talk about the behavior was inappropriate. I need you to do this instead. So that way you get a much better reception if you go about it this way. If you sometimes you need to talk to a parent about the way they handle safety in regard to their child. I try to avoid the word dangerous. If you tell a parent that this is dangerous, sometimes they hear that they are negligent, that they are irresponsible, that, all of these. It's more effective, in my opinion, to ask parents to look for an even safer way to proceed. I get a much better response when I do that. It's also a good idea to, when you discuss with a parent about their kid's behavior, it's a good idea sometimes to share about your own experience. Because if you talk about the kid's behavior, sometimes the parents will get on the defensive, will get protective. Well, my child is a good child. My child wouldn't do that. And they forget sometimes that children do pretty much whatever because they are still experimenting. They're still experiencing. So sometimes when I discuss about a kid's behavior, to reassure a parent, I say, well, man, sir, when I was your kid's age, I would do that. I'm a good person, I have strong ethics, but yes, I would sometimes call a kid's names to taunt the kid and find it, funny. So that way that makes the parent more receptive. It's not about you making a judgment about their kid's character, but really discussing what happened and how it can be done more in a better way. Something that I found out also is when I speak to the kid, I think it's a good idea not to escalate when the tone that you use when you address kids, not to escalate. Sometimes you might need, there's when you drive, if you need to get student's attention, if the student is distracted and you need his or her attention, like right now, sometimes you might have to say, David, but don't go David and then escalate and talk louder and louder and louder. You have to do it the other way around. You go David, and then you speak calmly. Hi, what's going on? And that way, most of the time, if you you ask a question like this, they will realize that the behavior needs to be changed. Then the problem resolve itself. Questions are also very, very useful in that sense. Sometimes when you have to tell students about, okay, you need to sit down properly, I need you to sit down properly, please. And sometimes if you ask the students, why do I need you to sit down properly, they might come up with ideas of their own. And very often they understand. They will tell you, well, because that way we don't fall. That way it is safer. So that way it's more interactive, and again you get better results. That's it.